Okay, so I think everyone is jumping into the Zoom chat. So good morning, everyone. Have good Friday. How are you? Where are you guys from? You can just drop into the chat. Any questions and answers can also be left in the chat so that we can answer them in the end of the video. So I am Hanan from Cosmopolitan College, and I'm very, very delighted to invite everyone that's joining in to our webinar about the animation industry in Brunei with our very own Diyana Shahrol Zaki. So she is the founder of Dee Animation, an independent animation studio that started in 2022. Right, so it's quite long ago. It's already quite long ago, kan toh?
It's been a few years.
Right. So I also heard that you have sorry? Yeah. Yeah.
Hello.
So hi, welcome. Right. So she has here 12 years of experience under her belt. You are specialized in 2D animations, correct?
Motion graphics.
Yes, so motion graphics, 2D animations, and also, what about the motion graphics? Are you working with storytelling, right?
Storytelling. That includes also script writing, storyboarding. Yeah.
So the whole package.
The whole package.
Right. So I also heard that you started from becoming a solo animator.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's when I started the animating. But before I even got to animating, I was in a completely different path. I was actually in a culinary path.
Culinary. Right. So you were a chef?
I wanted to be a chef, but then I met a wall because I couldn't continue it into uni. I was like, what's the next big thing that I have, which was more creative. I like to draw, and I animate it as a hobby. So I was like, okay, let's try doing this. And yeah, I took arts in UBD. So that was my first exposure to anything art related in the institution wise. Yeah.
Right. So you were like, all right, so if I don't have a career path here, I'll find another one there.
Yeah.
So there's always open doors here and there. All right. So because you, as a solo animator, you started off there. How did you know that there was market in Brunei for animations?
Well, I mean, I got my first job at an agency before, and from there, I mean, I was told, which I still take with a grain of salt, that when I joined, they said, "Hey, Dee, the moment you joined, we started getting more animation projects." I was like, it can't be just because of me, but it's probably because people started to be more aware of how animation can be effective, especially since it was an advertising commercial company. So that caters to people who are interested in doing that, right? And they probably have also started to realize how effective animation can be in that area of commercial advertisement and just anything infomercials and etc.
Right. So when you say that how effective, can you tell me just like in your understanding, how do you think animation is affecting especially in Brunei?
I'd say, for example, just you're trying to convey information, yeah? Sometimes there are complex information that you want to convey to the public or just people within your company. Animation can break down those topics to make it more cohesive and easier to understand by the watchers, basically. So yeah, that's one of the big reasons. Yeah, and it's also eye-catching.
Yeah.
Helps with retaining information.
All right, good. All right, that's very interesting to know, especially since we know that in Brunei, like there's also this search of people getting back into watching cartoons, watching animations. So it's a nice like nostalgic feel that we're also using animations to convey information also, right? Yeah. So because of that, since from your work from a local agency and now making it own as your own company, how has the market felt like?
I can say it has been steadily rising, the market, right, in Brunei.
Like, especially as you owning your own company now.
Yeah. Because like with how it was back then, especially post-COVID, that was kind of like the booming of digitalization.
Oh yes, I can agree that.
Yeah, because people are starting to like, you know, you're always at home. You can't really put up physical advertisements, so they look into doing digital marketing and anything digital to convey what they want. And from there, the awareness grows, and now animation has become something that's nice to have to becoming something quite essential. Yeah.
Essential. So essential could mean which platforms would be essential to publish it?
Essential in terms of they realize how effective
All
animation
right.
is. So it can be from, like, for example, I had a meeting before with a client, and their sole reason was that they want to strive away from more video based. They want to do more animation because their aim is that they want their in-house people to be more awake watching this information, this training. They want to do
Yes.
training. So they were like, oh, but the thing is, we don't want our workers to fall asleep while watching this training video. So
Yes.
we were thinking animation is quite interesting to see. It's new, and they might retain the information more. And I was like, I agree.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of the things that their clients are more interested in growing their own brands with animation as well.
I see. Oh, so we can see that there's a lot of chances for local animators to also rise up as well in this era. So with that said, what do you think should be, as we see more and more people that's getting interested in animations in Brunei, what do you think are the biggest challenges?
Okay. So, I mean, as you can tell, there are limited understanding with time and cost. So, you will come across possible clients who don't really understand how much time goes into animating, why the cost is the number it is. Sometimes they would be like, "Eh, mahal jua, this is expensive," or they would give you a small timeline. So you do have the responsibility of kind of walking them through how it actually works. So if they're open to learning, then that's good. If they're not, then that's you can't really change their minds if they don't want to. But that's one of the big challenges. I have had to walk some clients through how the timeline works, how the workflow is, and a lot of them are interested. Oh, cuma tu pa niya. Oh, and then they be like, oh, and a different type of animation. There's 3D, there's 2D. Actually, I teach them during my meetings with them. Yeah. So with that, they are quite interested juga. And another one is a lot of times with animation, you have one-off projects.
Yes, one-off projects. Can you
One-off
elaborate?
projects,
Yes.
meaning that one project, you done, and then you wait for another one-off project. Well, let's say in graphic design, they have retainers. Like you are more likely to find retainer projects with graphic design or photography, that area of media, because with animation, it's very seasonal.
I see.
Like they only want animation for this specific thing, and then that's all. Like I want a launch for this event, so animation, then done. But what I mean by retainers is, do you know retainers?
So I was going to ask you about what those are.
So retainer projects are basically you have a set of deliverables,
Yes.
meaning like stuff that's expected from you to a client, and you deliver it monthly, and they pay you monthly as well. So it's contract based.
I see. I see.
So let's say you hire me for 3 months, and I give you 3 months of work per month, but you pay me per month as well. So that's kind of more in the graphic design, photography, videography. You're more likely to be able to get retainer projects in that line of work.
Mm-hmm.
With animations, it depends, but most of the time it's just one-off projects.
All right. So would that mean that you will have time to also create your own projects?
Yeah.
All right. So so when you create your own projects, so does that mean it's like you have your own animation in the series or some sort? Or
I want to.
Oh.
I want to. I say that you do have time, but I guess if you are really busy, then you won't have the time. That's in my case. I don't really have the time to do my own stuff, but I do want to. That's kind of like my aim this year. Like on my Instagram, at least, I wanna, like I was telling my friend, I'm gonna do like one animation per month. Okay, it's kind of hard to keep track with, but yeah, that's one.
So I can see time is also in the essence for
Yeah.
animators.
I'd say, but if you're a beginner, you have a lot more time. It's good to stay active on Instagram because if you're trying to get your name out, you're trying to get your portfolio out, then yes, show your work on Instagram. They see your work and you get more exposure that way.
Is Instagram the best site, or is there any other websites you would recommend?
I've seen some 3D animators who market their work not only on Instagram but also on TikTok. But yeah, I'm only on Instagram.
All right, I understand.
Yeah.
So that's where you can get the clients that you were looking for, right?
Yeah, but I mean, in my case, my line of clients usually are spread through word of mouth. So people just keep recommending me to people. Yeah.
So, right. So, with that said, what do you think is the top 3 skills that you need to have as an animator? I can see if people are interested in your works through word of mouth, that means you need to be very good with communication.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So let's say, okay, for example, even just if you're trying to apply to be an animator under me, under my team. So I run a team, but they're all like freelancers.
Yeah.
Though I don't have many animators locally. I would like to have more animators locally.
Right? Hint, hint to
Hint,
our
hint.
live students who are watching here
Yeah.
with us, if you guys are interested.
Yeah, but
Yes.
basically what skills that I would be looking at are if you have strong fundamentals in animating. So that means, for example, like timing, spacing, and motion clarity. Timing is in the animation movements. The timing should not look unrealistic, or like you have the skill to make it look smooth.
All right.
And motion clarity, meaning nothing's too cluttered. You know what's too cluttered, what's too busy. So stuff like that is what I look for. But I mean, if you're open to learning, that's also good. Because I mean, that's where your portfolio comes in. You show me your portfolio, I see where the potential of where you can improve. So that's another thing. And then you mentioned communication. You got to be very good at communicating, meaning don't disappear on me.
Oh,
so
my.
that also applies with clients. So you don't disappear on your clients. And reliability, meaning when a deadline is set, I can trust you to meet the deadline. But that also goes with that's also based on your skill set, right? That's why I need to know where your skill lies, and I can give a realistic deadline. Yeah, because we want to avoid giving unrealistic deadlines, because we've had to deal that in the past, and we're trying to stay away from unrealistic deadlines. Yeah.
I understand there. So, just to give a brief summary to those who are online, anyone who's interested in getting into the animation industry, mostly you'll have to focus on your soft skills, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so time management, reliability, communications. I noticed that when it comes to your to skills, like technical skills, you launched immediately into open to those who are interested in learning more. So when we are learning more, there's many different types of skills that we have, technical skills in the animation industry, not just in making 2D, 3D. There's also editing,
Yeah.
lighting.
Which I also work with a lot. In my team, I
Mhm.
have 3D, I have an editor, I have a photographer, videographer, graphic designer, scriptwriter, but they're all freelancers. That's what's nice, because it's just keeping your network.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
networking also another
Networking.
soft skill.
Yes,
Right.
networking. Also, another thing that's very important is that the ability to take constructive criticism.
Ah, yes, yes.
It's like when you get you get like revision notes, like don't get the stubbornness in you,
Yes.
because I have had experience hearing from clients
Ah,
saying like, okay, they're hiring me because they terminated their contract with a previous animator, and I was like, oh, why? How come? It's like curious, kan? Like how come? And then they said, oh, the animator wasn't willing to like hear our voice, like hear what we want. They just kept putting their own ideas without getting what we want. So I was like, oh, so they weren't really open to your feedbacks, and they're like, yeah. So we terminated that contract with that animator and hired me. So I was like, okay, so that's really big.
yes.
When you're trying to improve, accept constructive criticism, because that's where you learn where you need to improve. Yeah.
That's very interesting to know. Very interesting to know about some insight of what's happening
In the industry.
with the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, sorry, I wanted to also ask about just now when you're open to learning about all the different types of technical skills, right? Does that mean that there should be a specialization in any of the skills? Since you mentioned that you have, like, as you counted your fingers, there's a script writer, there's a storyboard artist, there's a 3D modeler. Does that mean it's better to specialize in one skill or to be a jack of all trades? Yes, generalist.
So if we're talking about generalist versus specialist, when you're new, it's good to be a generalist.
Generalist, yes.
Maybe it doesn't apply to everyone, but in my case, I was a generalist. I still am kind of a generalist, because you get to learn the whole workflow. You understand, like, let's say you specialize in animation, but you at least understand what goes before.
All right.
So like why it takes long to reach you, at least you know it's like in the script process, it's in the storyboard process, it's in the concept stage. So at least you understand everything. If you know how to do a bit of everything, especially if you're a new freelancer, having more skills it also means more services that you can provide. But let's say, like for me, when I first started, I offered the whole thing: script, storyboard, voiceover.
Voiceovers.
I do voiceovers.
You do voiceovers too.
Voiceovers, the sound editing, animating.
Yes.
But then there comes a point where it gets too heavy for me. Let's say if I have like 3 projects, I can't do all of that.
All right.
So that's where you bring in specialists. Yeah.
I see.
So I bring in an editor, I bring in a photographer. So yeah.
So in a way, in essence, when you started off as a generalist, you're also slowly becoming a project manager.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Wow. That's a heavy responsibility
it's
on
heavy.
you.
I mean, it's good to wear a lot of hats when you're in the learning process, because at least you understand how things work. But if not, like, if you want to just specialize, at least just be aware of who you're working with, and be understanding of what their processes are.
So because you said that you wore lots of hats, so at some point you've learned some sort of shortcuts here and there?
In terms of?
Like trying to manage, probably like, how do you make sure the workflow is still maintained well?
So like any shortcuts on just animating as a whole, huh?
Yeah.
Wait. Let's see if we can pull out the slides for that. Where is that?
Yeah. Right. So as we are pulling out the slides,
Okay, sorry.
I'm just going to break into short commercial break. So we are Cosmo is also having our we are also open to our March intake. So minimum 2 O levels. So feel free to drop by to our administration here in Cosmo, or if you'd like to just DM to our IG for more information on that. Right. So has the slides been pulled
Okay.
up?
So we were talking
Nice.
about the
Yes.
biggest time-saving techniques,
Yes.
right? So that usually comes in the planning side. When you have a good plan, the execution side would go smoothly. So let's say you want to animate, but you have to have your script done, you have to have your storyboard done, and then you basically have everything you need to animate, right? So I would strongly be against people who like just don't plan while you're animating, because that will slow down your process by a ton.
I see.
Yeah.
So kira macam siot sendiri lah like that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you can find your vibe with that, but it's good to plan and then execute. Yeah, because like, even in the industry, that's how it works. You have a script, lock the script, and then you move to the storyboard, lock the storyboard, which means like after revisions with the client, after revisions, finalize, and then move on to the execution.
I
Yeah,
see.
because if there's like you're animating and then suddenly there's changes in the storyboard, that's gonna impact how you're animating. So, lapak sa tayo tukar mani. Yeah, and actually ends up slowing down your process.
So in a way, you have to you have to get the pre-production as perfect as possible lah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Lock it in basically.
So that would mean what happens if there's even better ideas that happens in the production process. So
let's say, this is a much better idea, and then you end up having to change. You already did the animation.
yes, yeah.
That's when it's a different cost, yeah, because it's a change of scope. So you're basically doing something that they're not originally paying for. So if that ever comes up, then that usually would be an out of scope kind of cost.
I see.
Yeah.
So it's not always recommended when you are doing the animation itself lah.
Yeah, I mean it happens, but it comes with a cost lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So especially, I do know that we have not just actual clients. We have. I know that dropping by into our webinar here, we have those who are either working somewhere else in the creative industry, not in the animations. We also have students here who are also interested in the animations industry. They also have clients that may have asked to change things in the middle of production. So what do you think should be done in that situation?
So basically a change of scope lah.
Yeah. So in a way, would you have to like let them know that there would be charges lah?
Definitely. You have to communicate any updates on pricing. Never do it without the client's knowledge, because sure, maybe in the end they could dorong bayar saja, but it might cause some strain between you and the client. If you want to keep good relationships with your clients, then you better have good communication with them as well.
All right. So in a way, as long as you tell them upfront
and agree with it.
Yes.
So it's like, can we get this agreement? If dorong macam, let's say, but it's out of our budget, then we can like, if they want to negotiate rates, you negotiate the scope.
All right. So that's very interesting to know about budget, about the pricing, which kind of brings me to budget. Apparently, we have Nur Akila also asking about specifically on what type of how much budgeting would you plan out, especially if you want to start, and what type of applications do you want? Would we use?
Okay. Actually, I think this one we need to pull up the slides for pricing. Let's say a 30 seconds long 2D animation. So let's say a client asks you, to me lah, hey Dee, we want you to do a 30-second long 2D animation, how much is it? You can't just give a rate because it comes down to what's included in this. So I would ask, is it just animation, or do you need script, storyboard? Do you need sound? Do you need music, voiceover? Because those goes down into the quotation as well. If it's just animation, okay, let's say it's just animation. They're providing you all the script, they're providing you the storyboard. You need to ask what's their brief. You have to ask them to brief you what the expectation is. It's good if you ask them, let's say, do you have a sample video or like an inspiration video that you saw online ka or YouTube ka? Because that gives you a more solid idea of what they're expecting from you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And then it's like, can you execute it? Or if you do, then you can gauge with your own skills how long it would take for you to do that type of work, and you gauge the complexity of it.
All right.
Yeah. So complexity matters more than duration.
I see.
Yeah.
So even if it's 1 minute long, if it's easy to do, the budget it can be quite low.
Yeah. I mean, you can compare, for example, 30 seconds. 30, it can be, they could be asking you 30 seconds only backdrop animating, that's just like looping. That's definitely not going to be the same price as 30 seconds infomercial.
I see.
So it's like complexity is different, and it would take you, let's say the backdrop will only take you a day to do, and then the infomercial will take you days to do. So it shouldn't be the same cost, right? That's why you always ask to brief with the clients. Yeah. Then from there, you have the set amount of hours. Basically, it's okay. Maybe I'll take 24 hours. I have to do just like 3 days to do that complexity of work. But the thing is, you need to set an hourly rate.
I see.
An hourly
rate.
Yeah. So that hourly rate is kind of hard to get down to, but okay. Last time when I was first starting out, I also don't know how to, rate myself. I actually met up with a lot of peers and friends who work in accounting in the creative industry, and I asked them like, how should I price? And one of the good advice that I got was, how much workload can you do within 1 hour? So let's say you can't, let's say if you're a beginner, you can't price yourself the same as high professionals, because how much work you can do within 1 hour will not be the same as how much high professionals can do within 1 hour.
I see.
So my friend told me, Dee, you work fast. Within your 1 hour, you can do equivalent to what others can do within like a day. Yeah, so they're like, don't undercharge yourself, because you're a fast worker and the quality is high. Yeah. So don't undercharge. So it's like 1 hour shouldn't be that low, because I gave a low number first. He's like, no, like you've been in the industry for how many years now, and you provide the quality, you work fast, so you squeeze within that 1 hour a lot of work. So take that into account. So if you're a beginner, take that into account as well. So that's your hourly rate. Let's say you start with $15 per hour.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I can show you later.
So we start with $15 an hour. So if I work for 24 hours.
Yeah. Let's say the project you're gonna take 24 hours to do. So that 24 hours times 15. That's your base price.
Yeah. So that's my pricing for that too.
For that base, but it doesn't stop there.
Yeah.
Because you gotta also take into account buffer time.
Buffer time is?
Buffer time is where you take into account contingency. Do you know contingency?
Yes. So any sort of what if happens.
Yeah, what if happens. Let's say within your scope of work, like, okay, for this 30 seconds animation, plus I give you 2 revisions.
I see.
But let's say this revisions that they give is super heavy, and it's like, oh, that wasn't accounted for. That's where the buffer time comes in.
All right.
So let's say you think definitely you're going to take 24 hours to do, but just in case, add another 3 hours. So that's your contingency buffer time.
Okay,
So
I understand.
add that on, because there's always something. It's either
Yeah.
some technical issues there, or like, oh, you're taking a bit longer time to do it unexpectedly.
Yeah.
So take that into account. Buffer time. So let's say there's 3 hours buffer time, which would come up as $45. So your price before
So it would be 360
plus
45,
45,
which is
which would be
405.
405.
Yes.
And then, which brings me to another point. Sometimes clients don't like weird numbers.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, they'd be like, why 505, 505? That's so weird. And
They'll ask
also,
you 500.
yeah, that's when, like, sometimes you don't want to have a lost jokan.
So round it up.
So round it off. Yeah, round it up.
Yeah.
So it would come up as 410.
Yeah.
So that's the number lah that
Yeah.
you should be looking at.
So that would be the number that you price yourself.
Yeah.
So how about if you want to start as an animator? What budget are we looking at? Like how much do we have to pay to start up our animation
So you mean
career?
like start from the
Yes,
the
like-
hourly rate?
No, like start from zero. What do I need to buy to get into this animation?
Oh. Wait, actually, before that, since we were talking about pricing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Sure.
I also wanted
Yeah,
to
let's go.
mention, what was it, your total earlier? 410?
Yeah,
410. If there's a rush rate, then you add a
Oh,
percentage.
so if we want if clients are asking you to do it by tomorrow,
Yeah.
but you're only starting, you got the quotation by today.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you got to take into account rush fees. But that depends on how extreme the rush is. So it can go from 20% to 100%.
I see.
So, like some clients, like they really need it done by that time. So okay, we understand why you, because like at the end of the day, you basically suffer to do it.
All
You
right.
lose sleep.
So in a way, they're paying you for your sleep as well.
Yeah. So like I've
Yes.
had times where I just, okay, like I also want to help them kan. Jua, and I actually was not sleeping for 3 days.
Aduh.
So, but then like you, okay, but
Yeah, I
don't
understand too.
you still gotta get your sleep in. It's still
Yeah.
it's unhealthy if you don't. But yeah, and I'm not saying lose your sleep off over animation. You still get your sleep in. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your question earlier?
Yeah. So now we have our prices we have the numbers to price ourselves, but how about the numbers that we need to start our animation career? Right? Like, so there are some people who would ask, okay, how much do I have to pay to get Adobe Animate? Can I get a free application instead? Do I need to have a high-end computer? So what would be the starting budget for someone who wants to start their career?
Wow, actually, I don't remember the subscription numbers, so I can't really help with that.
Yeah.
But I'd say when it comes to software, sometimes it's the skill that matters more than the software. Because when, let's say, for me with Adobe After Effects, sometimes I am told to animate outside of After Effects.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, oh man, I have to learn a new program. So I actually do learn it, but with my animation core skills, the fundamentals, you understanding, 12 animation principles.
Right. So it's less about what app you use, but more about the 12 principles.
Because I mean, yes, you do need to learn the like how to navigate around a new software. But if you know your fundamentals right, once you learn the navigation, everything would just feel as usual. With some tweaks to like how to do this and that, because it's a different software. But yeah, I'd say maybe some apps I can recommend. After Effects is definitely, if you're trying to get into motion graphics.
Right.
I don't know if Sony Vegas is still
Sony
on.
Vegas is not on
Oh
anymore.
wow, okay. So yeah,
No.
After Effects. Also, wait, hold on. I touched upon this as well.
But I would recommend Krita though.
Krita.
Yes.
Does it have an anime thing?
Yes, they do.
Oh.
Yeah, it's quite new. Krita.
I've heard about it a while ago, but I didn't know
Sorry?
it was a.
Krita. Krita.
Yeah.
Yeah, so After Effects, there's Krita,
Mm-mm.
and then any
Yeah.
other recommendation from
But
you?
yeah, like when we're talking about software recommendations, you gotta see what you want to be within 5 years. If you want to get into sorry, if you want to get into motion graphics, you want to be a 2D animator, then look into Adobe After Effects, Moho. Moho is more to rigging. That was the other app that I had to learn.
Oh, so if I'm not mistaken, I always hear Moho being used for most big industries.
Yeah, I had to recently for I was invited to be part of an animating team for a cartoon.
Oh.
A local cartoon, which was showing on local TV as well.
So we can catch it on RTV later.
Yeah. But yeah, it was an interesting workflow because it's a new software.
Yeah.
But eventually I was like, oh, once I got used to once I got used to how the app works, I was like, okay, I can actually still make it look smooth and everything because I knew how to.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Moho. You have to learn. You can learn rigging. I mean, you can do rigging on After Effects, but Moho is definitely much nicer to do that. So if you want to do 2D animation, let's say frame by frame, I can say Clip Studio Paint.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I've heard that Clip Studio Paint's also a big anime industry.
Yeah, I use Clip Studio Paint. So
I
for
see.
drawing, even like storyboard stuff, I draw it on that app. It's my main drawing app, but also if I want to do 2D, I also use Clip Studio Paint.
I see.
But if you see yourself in doing 3D or you're planning on going into the game industry or film, but that's like 3D, then Blender.
Oh, Blender.
Yeah.
So
I don't-
that's also quite easy to get into?
I mean, I don't touch 3D.
Ah,
I know. I mean,
so-
I tried learning 3D, but I found out it's not for me.
So sometimes there are types of animations that would be good for you and others are
Yeah,
better.
it comes down to what's your specialty.
I
So my
see.
specialty is motion graphics and compositing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, 3D is not for me. Yeah.
So we there also, so all those applications are free or not free?
Blender is.
Blender is free.
Blender is. Yeah. The others, I think no. But Clip Studio probably the most affordable.
one. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Because at least they have a monthly thing, which isn't that high in amount. Yeah.
Right. So I think from my own understanding, I've also seen students using Clip.
My sister uses that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that is also something that is not industry standard, but it feels like something that we can use to start off learning how to use the fundamentals.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Clip is good when you're especially when you're trying to learn. Like you can learn, but you also need to apply what you're learning. So definitely, if you're looking at free softwares, what was it?
Flip-a-clip.
Yeah.
Flip the clip.
Flip-a-clip.
Yes.
Yeah. If you have an iPad, there's also Procreate. It's not free, but Procreate. There's also ToonSquid.
ToonSquid.
Yeah, which is also for
that's new
2D.
to me.
ToonSquid is quite good. The creator is very open to feedbacks of creators, so they start to incorporate tools that are actually quite needed from animators.
I see. Yeah. That's
Definitely
cool.
look into it because I think it's a bit more affordable compared to Procreate Dream. Procreate Dream
yes.
is the animating
The
software
animation
for
part.
Procreate.
Oh, yes.
But ToonSquid is, I think, more affordable. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah. So I guess we have all these other different options because I think recently Adobe Animate's been
Oh,
right.
yeah.
So it's quite
quite
nice.
sad.
It's quite sad to see that there's no more Adobe Animate. but at least we have all these other different applications that we can go into, right? So I kind of want to, as we get into more different all these different applications, I also want to cover on what are the different entryways for you to get into animation. So like, do I need to just self-learn animations, or should I actually get a formal degree on this?
Both are good. So I was taking my degree, but I was also heavily self-learning, because what uni and school is good for is that you get to learn how a lot of things go. Like you get to learn script writing, right? Script writing, storyboarding.
Yeah.
At least in my uni, UBD, I was learning all of that. Plus, I had to learn photography, videography. It's like everything. So at least you get a broad skill set.
Yes.
And then eventually you would be able to find what you're really specialized in, which is why I ended up in animating.
Yes.
And it's also good for networking, because you're among your own peers. Because all I can say is I have people who I was with in uni that I work with today. Yeah.
Right.
So like some of them are running their agencies, some of them are freelancers. So even today, even though we've graduated in like 2019, we still work together today. That's you keeping your network.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that. Some of them are my clients as well.
All right.
So that's great.
So in a way, you guys created a network through just going through UBD.
Yeah. So it's like here, like you're among your peers. You don't know in the future you might need the skill set of your classmates, because you don't know what they're gonna be in the future, kan jua. So it's good to stay in contact and stay networked.
So that is, so in a way, that are we saying that going to degree is it just only creating your network, or is there anything else?
No, I mean you do learn all the skill sets, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But also never ignore self-learning, because like for me, the reason why I got to my level of skills is because I was heavily investing my time in self-learning. So I went onto YouTube, learned all of. I had my passion projects. Like I want to make music videos, like animated music videos. So I dived into YouTube how to execute certain things, and that in return made me learn the application as a whole. And I also reached out to people abroad who are like really good, skilled animators. Let's say I have this idea I want to execute, but I don't know how to execute it, and I can't find any tutorials on YouTube to do it.
Yeah.
So I reach out to people who know how to do it. Yeah. But I went to that depth of wanting to learn for me to get to my level of skill today.
Yeah. So hindi boleh malu.
No.
No, you have to like, I want to learn this. I need to reach out.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's good. It's also at the same time it's still networking.
Yeah.
Because eventually some of the people that I learned from, I dragged into a
so you managed to
project before. Yeah.
Nice.
It was like at an agency that I worked with before. We didn't have enough animators on hand, so I called in the people I learned from, and they joined us for that project.
Oh, so I think I have all right. So there are some other questions that I want to ask. Is that we did talk about the 12 principles of animations. We kept mentioning it here and there. So how important do you think it is to know about the 12 principles of animations?
Definitely very important, because if you want to put up quality work, you need to know what makes the quality. You know, so if let's say I'd say if you're a beginner, try to master timing and space, because
so those are the first thing to focus on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because even I had a workshop recently here at Cosmo.
Yes.
That was basically one of the things that I was teaching them with trying to move their items smoothly and knowing the timing of it, and making sure like the spacing of it doesn't move weirdly as well. So yeah, try to master timing and spacing, because even if you have like a silly drawing, if the timing is nice, it looks nice. But you can have a really nice looking artwork, but apply bad timing to it, and it's just gonna break the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah. So I'd say timing and spacing is the first thing you should try mastering as a beginner. Yeah.
So that would mean that with that in mind, what animation frame rate should we work around with? I know some people are very much against 12 frames per second. Some want to stick with 24, 30.
24 is a good range, but 12 frames is not necessarily bad, because you can actually make stylized animation with 12 FPS, like stuff like, what was it called? The Spider-Verse. They have lower frame rates. That's not 24 frame
So
rates.
the Marvels,
Marvels, even what K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh, it's 12 frame rate.
Not 12 frame rates. It's less than 24 at least. 24 is the standard, but depends on what you're aiming for. You also apply it to your frame rate. Like if you want to go for a more stylized one, you can go lower than 24. You want to go for like super smooth, then you go higher, 60 FPS.
Alright.
Yeah.
Oh, so go even up higher than the 30 recommended one.
Yeah, I've seen animations that's 60 frames per second. Yeah.
Right. So that would mean a lot of frames that we're working with.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking more on motion graphics, because that affects on what it looks like as an end product. But if we're talking about drawing frame by frame, then yeah, 24 is a lot. I myself draw frame by frame on 12 FPS, and then I kind of just fix around with it on AE.
Right. So if you're drawing the animation, like it does get tedious, right?
Yes.
With all the different frames. How do you get like, because it can get quite demotivating to keep going on and on with all the different frames. So what would your advice be if for those who do get tired out from that kind of animation process?
I mean, first thing is you need to realize that sure, it's a fast-paced industry, but animation itself is slow. And if you can come into terms with that and realize it's normal, then that's a good start. Like yes, sometimes you gotta rush, but also don't just focus too much on the fact that it's taking slow. But I guess sometimes it's hard because it's frustrating. It's like, oh, I have to do 1 minute long video, and it's like you look at it as a whole, and that makes you demotivated. But in my case, if I ever feel like that, I always just, instead of seeing it as a whole, I see it in sections.
I see.
So let's say I have a storyboard to animate. There's like 20 panels, and I was like, oh my god, banyak kan dibuat, like this too much. Yeah, and then like I think about how tired I am, but I was like, okay, let's make this manageable.
Right.
So I say, okay, today I'll only focus on these 4 frames. I'll just do those. Done. That's my achievement. Tomorrow I'll do these 3 panels of the storyboard. Done. And then in the afternoon I'll do these 2 extra panels. Done.
Yeah.
So breaking it down actually helps you go through it better.
Right. So in a way, we don't feel overwhelmed with the work.
Make it into achievable steps. Yeah. So you don't just look at it as a whole. You just break it down to make it easier and easier to manage and digest for yourself. Yeah.
Right. So I think right before we get into we open up to more question and answer sessions, either live with our live audience or with with those who are joining online. I have one final question to present to you, which is, how do you see Brunei's future in the animation industry?
Okay, so if we're talking about the corporate side of animation, which is client work, which is, for the government or private sectors, or just being an outsource to creative agencies.
Yes. So advertisements and so
Advertisements.
on. Yes.
That I can say has always been steadily rising. And a lot of times people would ask, hey, do you know any animators? And people always just throw them to me, which I'm like, okay, alhamdulillah, rizki.
Risky.
Yeah, but at the same time, sometimes it's a lot of work and I would need more hands on deck, but that's where I struggle to find more hands on deck when it comes to animation.
So in a way, we are starting to see more and more needs for animation. So there should be more and more needs for people getting into animation.
Yeah, definitely. Because I feel like with the more people joining into animation, that's a way for us to make it into an animation industry. Because I had a talk recently with like animation peers and people in the creative industry, and we were saying as if the animation industry isn't an industry yet. It's kind of like an animation scene. So the aim is we want to make it into an industry, but how do we make an industry without the people?
I see. Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's like the egg and the chicken situation.
Yeah, but the thing is, to get to that, you want to upskill the people, Jokan. So that comes down to the institutes. So if you're an institute, it would be good to actually get the students to learn actual skills in animating. So yeah, because I don't know, it's just needed right now, because you can't really build a industry if the people aren't enough locally. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
And but if we're talking about the more story-based, like cartoons,
Yes.
the demand is quite low. But I know we're starting to grow it, because we have stuff like Pitch and Produce now.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
so that's already one way. And even that one, they are also encouraging filmmakers, animation filmmakers, to learn how to talk with potential investors. So yeah, you actually learn the skills to do that. And yeah, I do hope we can grow that side of animation as well, because I myself want to venture into it.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, I've always been doing commercial work, advertisement work, but if we're talking about where I came from, where
passion
my
projects.
earlier animations, what got me into animation was the storytelling type. So I would love to get into that, tap into it as as a professional here, and actually bring in people into that project as well. So maybe that's something I could be looking into this year. So
Yeah, so there's some hints lah.
hints.
Okay. Let's break into our question and answers from both from audiences live and also from online. So the first question we have from online from Dan Najiba. What are the challenges faced in the animation market and competitors? Like what can you make yourself stand out?
Oh, okay. It's hard for me to answer this one, because I feel like it's a bit hard for me to answer this one, because people firstly always ask me, Dee, who's your competitors? There aren't many.
There aren't many?
Yeah.
Right.
Because it comes down to also, more animators in Brunei.
Alright.
So, but the thing is, I don't like the idea of competing in the creative industry, because the creative industry, sure, you are competing for certain projects, but at the end of the day, it's a collaborative effort for us to grow it together. So even like you can see other creators trying to build this as well. Like I know certain filmmakers who are also advocating like Bruneians should stop competing with each other and start collaborating with one another. Yeah. So I don't know if that answers the question. But what else was there? The challenges,
How
right?
do you, yeah, so challenges in the animation market.
Challenges, I mentioned it before, earlier in the talk, but one thing I didn't mention is that you will sometimes feel pressured to lower your rates because maybe you've come across clients who aren't able to accommodate your budget. So that's a thing. I'd say don't get pressured into it. Try to negotiate instead. So if they want to negotiate rates, you negotiate the scope. So they say, "Oh, this is $200 above our budget." So you say, "It's okay. We can work with that," and you provide something that's $200 less.
Yeah.
So you don't just, let's say the whole thing is $1,000. You don't give them work that's worth $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you give them work and scope that's worth $200 less.
Yes.
So it matches, yeah,
Their budget.
their budget. Yeah.
All right. So is there any way for you to try and stand out from everyone else? I know you did mention there's not a lot of competition, but how do you still how do you make sure you are unique in a way?
I mean, if I were to compare this to animators outside Brunei, a lot of them built on their own styles. So people say I have my own style. I actually don't really know what it is,
I
but
think it has to be from a third party to see that.
yeah. So, but people say when it comes to they want to hire me, they hire me because I animate fast and I animate fluidly. So I guess that's my selling point.
Right.
But I mean, maybe in the future there's someone who can animate as fluid or as fast as I can. So it's just, I guess if that comes down to you just maintaining your quality lah.
Right. So we have Marhaini who did ask about apps recommended to beginners, especially if any of them good for secondary schools.
Oh,
right.
okay. Maybe Flip a Clip.
So we did discuss earlier. Flip a Clip would be good.
Cause that one, I have a little sister who started using Flip a Clip since she was primary. Yeah. She still uses Flip a Clip now. So I'd say it's a pretty easy to use. Even my nephews who are kids, they also like just for fun they want to learn how to animate. Because they're like, oh, my auntie is an animator. We want to animate too. So they actually download Flip a Clip and they're like, here, look at my animation. So that just shows me that it's quite easy to digest the software itself. Though that one is focused more on frame by frame animation, but it still is. You get to learn your fundamentals in animations through it.
In a way, I kind of agree. We have to start from frame by frame to learn.
Yeah.
Because like we get to see every movement and see how fluid it can be.
Yeah.
So I also want to add on, Krita is also free, but it's only PC based. Yes. And if I'm not mistaken, I've heard that there was, just now we were also talking about Toon Squid, which is also iPad? Yeah. Right.
But it's like, I don't remember, pablasan lah. It's like in the teens range of price. If you want another computer-based, well, we're talking about what range of study again? Primary?
So here is for secondary.
Secondary. Maybe Clip Studio, because Clip Studio, they have packages where you can have this amount of payment for multiple users. So maybe if you want to invest in that for your students, you can buy a package and then you can have multiple users to use Clip Studio. So Clip Studio is basically a drawing app, but they also have frame by frame. And it's also industry standard among the animation.
So I think if any of our anime lovers here, they would know that Attack on Titans was used Clip Studio Paint and so on. Yeah,
I didn't know. Wow.
Yes. Sorry, animation buff here also.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also would like to add on, just to wrap up the free animation programs, is that if you are wanting to get into Clip Studio Paint, I know some of our viewers have heard of Ibis Paint. So Ibis Paint has similar, so it doesn't have animation, but you
Yeah.
can get into Clip Studio Paint from Ibis Paint
Really?
because it has the same interface.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so it's
I
easy
agree.
to learn Clip Studio Paint from there.
Yes.
Right. So we have
Also, wait.
yeah.
Talking about the whole Attack on Titan thing, they released recently with PewDiePie.
Yes, yes.
Of them bringing PewDiePie into their office.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in learning how the studio works, that's a really good video to know what actually goes behind
Yes.
producing an anime or animation. So it was a pretty good, insightful video. So check into it. Yeah.
So we have a question about what type of animation are we best to learn and adapt in a working environment, 2D or 3D? So this is coming from our student here, Miss Intan. Right.
Well, the demand is similar.
So there's no 2D is better, 3D is better.
No, because like a lot of times 2D they would ask for me to do like commercials and stuff, but a lot of times, especially I don't know why, last year December, almost all of the requests that I received were all 3D. They were like, oh, 3D safety video, 3D advert, 3D another thing I don't even remember anymore. But at the same time, I also am working on projects that's solely just 2D. So I'd say the market is there. It's just, I'd say if you want to get into 3D, it's quite good because you get more payoff. Because 3D is more expensive compared to 2D. So yeah, if you ever want to reach out to a 3D person, whatever rates I gave just now, don't expect the same lah.
So a bit
Unless
higher.
I mean, they are talking about hourly, maybe I don't know, like you talk with the 3D people, but maybe sometimes you would be like, hey, why is it like so high? But it's because 3D itself is a lot of work. It's a completely different workflow compared to 2D. But I kind of know the gist of it because I work closely with the 3D guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So let's have one more very fun question to ask,
Yes.
and then we can get into a short animation by your company, which is, what is the best animation or cartoon or so on to be like to enjoy or to be awed in, especially from someone who's in the animation industry?
You're tapping into my hobbies, huh?
Yes. Just
I mean,
one. Yeah.
I mean, I did grow up watching a lot of anime, so that's kind of where I started. It's like, oh, sure, anime. So I wanted to learn animation because I told you I started with making music videos because
yes,
I was
yes.
inspired by anime openings.
Oh yes.
So I was like, oh, that's so cool. Maybe I could. Plus, it's short, so I was like, maybe I could do something like that. So something like that. But I'd say my favorites, Boku no Hero and Demon Slayer.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I like the animations for Demon Slayer.
Amazing
My
animation.
God. They combine 3D and 2D.
But if we're talking about storytelling, One Piece.
Okay, agreed.
One Piece
Agreed.
has my heart.
Na pernah to ending that one.
It's the only anime that makes me cry so much over like little things.
Yeah, especially the recent episodes.
I haven't caught up.
Yeah, but the animation for the recent episodes.
I saw. It's very, very nice now.
Okay, so thank you so much for all these insights that you're sharing with us. We will be watching. We will be watching your short portfolio on the stream, right? And we will, so hopefully we will see you again for any other new webinars. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Right. So thank you so much for those of you who are joining in online. Just do check out. Sorry. All right. So let's watch the animation. So as we saw that the animation just now was from our very own Dee's animation. So you also saw a snippet of how her works are, and if you are interested into either working under her or hiring her, feel free to contact her directly as well, right? So thank you so much for joining in. Just a short iklan before we leave, we are having Cosmo is having a CapCut made for easy sessions next week. So if you're interested, please do look into our Cosmo IG. All right, with that, we will end our webinar session. So thank you.
Yay.